Right now, live at 5, ballots continue to be counted as the country waits to learn who will be the president of the United States. But the process is now being challenged, at least for votes coming out of Wisconsin.
We give you an update on Wisconsin's election results.
And in Minnesota, it appears the state will remain the only divided government in the country. We're looking at a breakdown of the House and Senate post-election day. Plus, in Minnesota's 8th district,
we break down why Congressman Pete Stauber reclaimed the 8th Congressional District.
And in local races, a surprising outcome in Ely.
Could be a new Ely mayor, but there's a twist. He withdrew back in August. What happens now?
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from the Superior Government Center. As ballots continue to be counted, Democratic candidate Joe Biden is projected to win Wisconsin. That's prompting a challenge from the Trump administration, who says they will request a recount. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us tonight. Wisconsin played its usual presidential role, turning out another extremely close race.
This afternoon, we learned the Badger State went blue for Biden. The Democrat won by about 20,000 votes. That amounts to less than 1 percentage point.
This afternoon, President Donald Trump's campaign team announced they will be requesting a ballot recount, citing irregularities in some Wisconsin counties. A candidate within 1% of the winner can request a recount. Under Wisconsin law, the recount will not happen until the Wisconsin Election Commission has official results. Wisconsin offers 10 electoral votes, which could prove crucial to either candidate. Trump won the state by less than 1 percentage point back in 2016.
CBS3's Emma Quinn has been following this story all day for us. Emma, this is nothing new for the Badger State. There was a recount back in 2016 as well that ultimately upheld the president's slim victory. So what can we expect from this potential recount?
Kristen, Tony, it's important to note that the Wisconsin election officials have not released those final results. And here in Wisconsin, like you mentioned, those races have been pretty close here. 3 of the last 5 presidential elections, including Trump's victory here in 2016, were all decided by less than a point. So here tonight, this news isn't all that surprising. And according to Wisconsin Election Commission, all absentee ballots and paper ballots have been counted, but they have not been released. Official results could take several weeks before they are finalized due to the state's canvassing process. And canvassing is when cities double-check results, voter registration, and give those results to the county, who then repeats that process. Those results are then brought to the state's election commission, and the canvassing process must be completed by December 1st, meaning we might not know official results here in Wisconsin for at least another month. Before the state was called for Biden today, during a press conference this morning, election officials did not directly comment on the president's claim of irregularities, but they did, however, ensure that all ballots will be counted.
There's no opportunity to add additional votes to the tally, right? Because you have to make sure that everybody's registered to vote, that they have a lawful absentee request on file, or that they sign the poll book where they show their photo ID.
Now, Wisconsin also has provisional ballots, meaning if you voted without an ID on Election Day, your vote won't be counted until you verify identification with your county clerk. You have until Friday to do that, and as of right now, it's unclear how many provisional ballots are out there. Now, aside from those provisional ballots, like I mentioned, the Election Commission here in Wisconsin has counted all the absentee and all those paper ballots. And again, we're just waiting for those final results to come in by December 1st.
Emma, do we have any idea on voter turnout in Wisconsin and what that looked like this election?
So, Kristen, as of right now, we have not found out any results just yet. Election officials say that they have 30 days, due to state laws, they have 30 days to tally up voter registration, same-day voter registration results and voter turnout.
Something we'll continue to keep folks updated on. Thanks, Emma.
And with votes still being counted in a number of battleground states, including Pennsylvania and Michigan, it could be days before we know the winner of the presidential election. Michael George reports from Delaware.
President Trump's campaign says it will immediately ask for a recount in Wisconsin, as CBS News projects former Vice President Joe Biden narrowly winning the state.
Our municipal and county clerks have worked tirelessly throughout the night to make sure that every valid ballot has been counted and reported accurately.
Biden is also slightly ahead in Michigan.
By the end of the day, the majority of our ballots will be tabulated and will be much closer to having a full, if not a full and complete unofficial result to announce at that point.
In Pennsylvania, more than 1 million mail-in ballots still have to be counted. Officials say it could take days before the winner is known.
We'll be done as soon as we're done. We want to make sure that every vote that is legitimately cast and is good.
Aides to the former vice president say they see a clear path for him to get to 270 electoral college votes. But President Trump continues to undermine confidence in the integrity of the election. The president tweeted this afternoon they are working hard to make up 500,000 vote advantage in Pennsylvania disappear ASAP. Likewise, Michigan and others. Overnight, he called the counting process a fraud and claimed victory.
This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
The president said he'll take his vote count fight to the Supreme Court. The Biden camp responded its legal teams are ready.
And we've just received word that the Associated Press has confirmed Biden's victory in Michigan. The Trump campaign filed a lawsuit in Michigan Wednesday and 2 legal actions in Pennsylvania.
Well, back here in our area, it looks like Minnesota will continue on as the nation's only state with a divided government. Republicans are likely to hang on to their slim majority in the state Senate. Democrats are expected to keep a slightly smaller majority in the House. All 201 of Minnesota's legislative seats were on the ballot this year. Some of them are still too close to be called, and at least 3 House races are close enough to trigger automatic recounts if the trailing candidates request them. Election officials still plan to count ballots that arrive by next Tuesday as long as they were postmarked by Election Day, which means some races might not be settled until then.
And while many of Minnesota's legislative races in our region stayed in current party control, we are tracking possible major flip on the Iron Range. It's one of the few we mentioned that could be headed towards a recount.
District 6A seat covers the Hibbing and Chisholm areas in the state House. Republicans are expected to claim that longtime DFL-held seat by just 47 votes. Rob Farnsworth is leading by that slim margin with 100% of the precincts reporting. However, the race has not officially been called yet.
Farnsworth challenged incumbent Representative Julie Sandstead. She's held the seat for 2 terms. 2 years ago, Sandstead beat her Republican opponent with more than 60% of the vote. State law says an automatic recount for a state legislative race happens when the difference in votes is less than 0.5%, which it is in this case. Sandstead says the recount could start as early as tomorrow.
She says she's navigating this process and is also looking for answers. Farnsworth, meanwhile, turned us down for an interview until results are finalized.
Meanwhile, we are also closely watching the state Senate District 5 race as well. That's where Democrat and Bemidji Mayor Rita Albrecht was challenging Republican incumbent Justin Eichhorn. Some had forecasted a tight race, but Eichhorn ended up running away with 55% of the vote.
Tonight, we're getting more insight into the race for Minnesota's 8th congressional district and why the district has shifted from blue to red in recent years. Last night, Congressman Pete Stauber defeated Quinn Nystrom by 19 points. Stauber is the first Republican in 76 years to win the district in back-to-back elections. Stauber says he believes the voter shift is because he and the Republican Party support economic drivers like mining and manufacturing on the Iron Range.
We support the copper nickel mining. We support Enbridge Replacement Line 3. The entire party across the state does. And so you're looking at opportunities to really push our economic drivers because a good job equals a good family.
Coming up later tonight, we hear from an Iron Range political analyst and his thoughts on why a red shift has taken over the 8th congressional district.
All right, let's turn to the weather now. Dave, we're in the middle of a record-breaking heat wave, huh?
Yeah, it happened again today in a couple of towns. International Falls and Duluth both set fresh records. We'll take a look at the top temps that came in from our towns today with this map, and it made it to 74 in International Falls. And some folks say 72 at the airport, others say 73. Either way, we defeated the old record from 2016, and 75 in Superior is pretty nice as well. 73 from Hayward to Ashland. Tomorrow, it will be a little bit cooler. There's a very weak cold front slated to slide slide through the area tonight. It probably won't even kick up any clouds, but it will take temperatures down just a little bit. And you can see that cold front is just to the north of our border. Next, decent rain chance won't be here until Sunday, and even that is iffy. I say decent because it's at least 30%. But our day planner for Thursday then says high pressure will quickly reassert itself. It should be partly cloudy to mostly sunny. And a high temp of 58 degrees won't be like 72, but that's still about 15 degrees warmer than normal. But of course, the expiration date on the warm spell is in sight, and I'll put my finger on what day that's going to change coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, a checklist for hunters ahead of opening weekend, plus a successful bear harvest in Wisconsin. City by City is up next.
Plus, tonight at 6, continued coverage of the elections across the state and the nation. Stay with CBS 3 for the latest.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. CBS 3 News is brought to you by Steel Power Tools.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, use Range Regional Airport.
The online calculator helps me plan my trip.
I fly from Hibbing because it saves me time.
I love the easy check-in and fast baggage claims.
I like the free parking and car rentals.
Include Range Regional Airport next time you travel.
It's so easy, even a grown-up can do it.
For months, we've all done our best to stay safe. But to remain safe in the long run, it's up to us all to take actions that don't just slow the spread of COVID, but collectively overcome it. Like getting a test if you have any symptoms, answering if your health department calls, and wearing a mask in public spaces. We all want to regain what we love in life. To get there, we all need to go forward and do our part.
Hey ladies, are you tired of being cooped up? How about a girls' getaway? Get outside and play. Come to Ashland, Wisconsin and enjoy our beautiful scenery, yummy food, and our quaint little town. Be a kid again. Grab the girlfriends and spend a few days in Ashland. There's all sorts of things to do for big ones and little ones. Have some fun in Ashland, where you'll find yourself next to the water. Visit ashland.com.
Fond du Lac Casino is having a sock drive. Now through December 15th, bring in a new unopened package of 3 or more socks to the Fond du Lac Casino Players Club, and you'll receive $5 in club cash. All the socks collected will be given to a charitable organization and distributed to families in need. For more information, stop by the Players Club or log on to fondulacasino.com. The sock drive is a great way to give back to the community while you
have a great time out at Fond du Lac.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Bayfield, Wisconsin tonight. Boy, it looks cute and quaint there tonight.
It looks like summertime.
Yeah, it looks like that could be on a postcard. Dave will have our full weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's go around the region.
There's a list of things the DNR wants you to do before hitting the stand this rifle opener. Plus, a new bike trail in Chisholm is nearing completion.
That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city.
We'll start things off in my hometown of Chisholm, where the city is expecting a big tourist boom thanks to the newly developed Redhead Mountain Bike Park. 15 miles of trail was already completed back in June. An additional 8 miles was under construction through the fall. The trail is expected to be completed by the spring of next year. The development of the trail was paid for by a nearly $2 million grant from Iron Range Resources and Rehabilitation Board.
Now heading to Grand Rapids, where the Minnesota DNR is asking hunters to prepare in advance for this weekend's deer opener. The DNR says that the COVID-19 pandemic will require some extra planning from hunters as they hit the woods. They have released a checklist of items for hunters to complete. First and foremost, the DNR says you need to buy yourself a license. Next is knowing the regulations of your zone. The DNR also suggests planning for COVID-19 mitigation at your deer camp, and if you are in a CWD zone, get your deer tested.
And finally, we'll head to Superior, Wisconsin for some news on a different kind of hunt. The Wisconsin DNR is reporting this year's bear harvest is up by 450 bears despite less tag availability to hunters. The successful harvest is being attributed to greater hunter success across the state. Hunters wishing to acquire a permit for the 2021 harvest must submit their application by December 10th.
If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you want to let us know about, send us an email and we might feature it as we go around the Northland city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, a major upset in the Ely mayoral race.
Well, speaking of Ely, here's downtown Sheridan Street, and there is still a little bit of snow on the south side of Sheridan Street there underneath that red pickup truck. But there's still another couple days left in our warm spell for that to melt away before our next chance of snow might get to us by Tuesday. Will it add up? I'll give you the latest theories coming up after our break.
Season 2 is here, y'all. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more, Kelly, can it
get?
The
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Preview Home's big 2-day Veterans Day sale. Starting noon Thursday, take an extra 10% off sale prices. Plus, get no interest financing for 3 years and free no-contact shipping. It all starts noon Thursday. But hurry, it ends Saturday at Home Furniture. Now open in Oakwood Mall, Eau Claire.
Ready, set, internet. Extreme has the speed and price to get you online fast. Stop waiting and get going for as low as $19.99 a month for a year with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Powerful in-home Wi-Fi and 99.99% network reliability. Extreme has what you need to stay ahead and stay on track. Hurry and get Extreme Internet for as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
I hail from Canada, but I'm not a hockey player. I came here for soccer, but my journey at UWS has turned into much more than just an athletic endeavor. I have a lot to thank the professors for allowing me the opportunity to have confidence in myself, whether it's on the field or in the classroom or on the campus, and I think that I really flourished. For me, my experience at UWS has truly allowed me to connect with who I am. You know, for such a small campus, I think it offers such a big experience. The name Superior truly fits this institution.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
During the Veterans Day sale at Home Sleep Express, get no interest financing on any Tempur-Pedic for 6 years. Plus, Home will give you a $300 shopping card, free delivery, setup, and a 120-day comfort guarantee. No interest financing on Tempur-Pedic for 6 years at Home Sleep Express.
Brand name winter footwear available at Northwest Outlet, your winter headquarters, Superior.
You work hard for your money and deserve to see it go the extra mile. Join us Wednesday mornings and hear from local experts on tips to better manage your finances in Eye on Money on Live Local CBS3. Brought to you by MPPL Financial.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Record-breaking temps again in Duluth and International Falls and close to it for the rest of the region, including Grand Rapids, where Dennis Jerome sends us this picture of the trails out there. You can see that snow we received last week has now melted and turned things a little bit muddy. It's very spring-like out there. That's still a great time to get out with your four-wheeler or your dirt bike even this time of year, or just plain walking or mountain biking. Enjoy that while you can, because this warm spell we have will be with us for a couple more days. But once we get into next week, the temperatures go away, they become much cooler, and by Tuesday there's a chance for a little bit of snow. We'll tell you how much in just a little bit, but right now, of course, we'll tell you about the current conditions from the airport in Duluth, where it is still an unseasonably warm 65 degrees and awfully dry, 24% for the relative humidity. Southwest wind at 10 miles per hour is helping egg those conditions on. Very dry air coming in from the southwest. Air pressure, 1,010 millibars, 29.83 inches of mercury on the high side from persistent cells of high pressure that have had us now for a couple of days and likely will for at least 2 more before our next low pressure system comes to call. 64 is what's calling in Ironwood right now. We have 65 in Hayward, 62 Ashland and Superior as well. 64 around Moose Lake and Barnum, and Two Harbors too. A little bit cooler by the lake in Grand Marais as usual, 42 there, but 61 Ely, 62 Hibbing, almost 70 Grand Rapids, and mid-60s around International Falls and Border Country there. Low temps tonight, just like the last few nights, going to be fairly mild, down into the 30s, and 30s above zero. In a couple of months, we'll start worrying about 30 below, huh? But right now, we're not worried about too many clouds in the sky. The high-pressure systems that have a control over much of the U.S. right now, continuing to deliver a fairly clear sky, but that may try to change a little bit here tonight. Just to our north, there's a very weak cold front. It probably won't take our temperatures down very much, and it probably won't create too many clouds either because the atmosphere is so dry. But it will take us down temperature-wise just a hair tomorrow. We'll be around 60 rather than around 70, but that's still 15 degrees warmer than normal. Conditions like this could be with us through Saturday, but Sunday will be the day of change, still planned as this low-pressure system gets close to our region. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it'll bring precip. Sunday, probably rain showers. Monday, a mix. Tuesday, its back end could change things over to light snow, and the latest models indicate maybe a trace to 2 inches. We'll, of course, continue to track this system as it gets closer. Right now, we take a look at the forecast tonight in Minnesota. Low temps in the 30s, partly cloudy sky. Very repetitive, how you've heard this one before. Low temps, Wisconsin, Michigan, 38 to 40 degrees on the mild side, indeed. For tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, high temps, 58 to 63, mostly sunny sky. Mostly sunny for Minnesota as well, with highs from 54 to 61. Warmer than normal for everybody. And it stays that way through Friday, sunny and warm. Then it'll be cloudy and warm on Saturday, and there comes that next chance of precip beginning Sunday, and that helps take temperatures down. Sunday, upper 50s, goes to Monday, upper 40s, to lower 30s by Tuesday and Wednesday.
Quite the drop-off there. I know, I love the 60s that are in that forecast, but I think there's a lot of hunters out there that are hoping that something happens that drops that forecast on Saturday.
Well, if not opener for Minnesota, second week at deer camp should turn out to be a little bit cooler.
Yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. Thanks, Dave.
Ely could soon get a new mayor. That is, if he wants the job. Eric Urbas beat out incumbent mayor Chuck Novak by 124 votes. But the twist is Urbas pulled out of the race in August, citing health issues. Because he missed the deadline to withdraw, his name was still on the ballot. Now, people are wanting answers. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez breaks down what happened and the next steps.
Such a unique situation here in Ely, but one apparently many people knew could happen. The city clerk says the deadline to pull out of the race for mayor was June 4th, but Urbas missed it by about 2 months. Urbas tells me he reached out to the local newspaper and told them back in early August he was pulling out from the race because of medical issues. Ely city clerk says they will be verifying local races at a special council meeting next Thursday. So far, they haven't heard from Urbas about if he'll actually take the seat or not. But if he forgoes the position, the city will prepare for a special election.
Within our city charter, there is a process for vacancies. The vacancy needs to be declared by the council by resolution, and then we have a process for filling those vacancies via special election.
The city clerk says Urbas has until January 1st to make that decision.
Thanks, Leanne. We did hear back from Urbas. He says he's on his way home from Illinois on a work trip and will not make a decision until later. Coming up at 6, we'll hear much more from him as he weighs whether or not to take the seat. We also reached out to current Ely Mayor Chuck Novak, but have not heard back. Novak was one of several northern Minnesota mayors to endorse President Trump's re-election campaign.
Still to come, furloughs continue for staff at UWS. Details after the break.
Get out and experience the great outdoors this winter with gear from your friends at Continental Ski and Bike. Continental has alpine, Nordic, and fat biking gear for the whole family. Looking to tune your current gear? Let Continental technicians tune up your skis for your next adventure.
Warm up at Perkins with our new pot roast specials, featuring our mouth-watering pot roast stroganoff, sizzling fajita breakfast quesadilla, savory pot roast melt, and more. Home-style pot roast favorites, available now for a limited time at a Perkins near you, and always served safely, whether you dine in, order online, or get it to go. Nothing sweetens the season like a fresh baked pie from Perkins Holiday Bake Shop. Reserve yours today. Order now at perkinstogo.com.
It's more than just a job. You kind of get to meet people, their families, and be a part of their lives, and kind of see how that changes as they grow up.
Join our team of supportive and creative individuals. Visit trilliumservice.com or call today to set up an interview.
What do you get when you add care from Essentia Health and coverage from UCare? Essentia Care, now available for a more affordable price. Essentia Care's Medicare Advantage plans have premiums that start at $0 per month in select counties. You'll be able to see your Essentia Health provider at our 15 hospitals and 71 clinics. Plus, Essentia Care plans allow you the freedom to see any provider who accepts Medicare. Compare and shop plans at ucare.org/EssentiaCare.
Of engineers have arrived on the Iron Range.
Classes are looking a little bit different this year
In Minnesota. This time, it's the president's son hoping to win. Saving a man in the fire. The details tonight.
Coming up, we're unpacking the vice president's campaign.
Evelyn Gilbert in Virginia. Coming up tonight, we hear from Wisconsin voters.
Tomorrow, I think it's going to be cooler than normal.
To stay up to date with the news and weather that impacts you and your community. When you needed results, we gave them to you.
Well into election night as we await final results for national and state level election.
When you wanted accurate information in real time, we had it. Everything from the presidential election right down to your neighborhood. CBS3 was there.
What will you do to make sure those minors feel included if you are elected?
Live, local, CBS3, your station for Campaign 2020.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me to understand how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
UW Superior staff is continuing with intermittent furloughs into next summer. University leadership made the announcement today. The first round of furloughs will start January 1st and continue into June. Staff who are impacted will still keep benefits and vacations, and their jobs will be preserved. No permanent layoffs have been announced. Under the plan, employees will have earnings reduced by roughly 6%. It's unclear exactly how many staff will be impacted.
Still no word on what caused a massive weekend fire at a vacant downtown Duluth building. Firefighters responded to the Pastorate Terrace building Sunday morning. They've spent the past several days investigating how structurally sound the building is on the outside. They hope to move those efforts inside soon. The building, which is home to the former Cozy Bar, has sat vacant since another big fire in 2010. Since then, it's been the subject of court cases as the court decided whether or not it can be torn down.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, as we come on the air, the latest news on who will be the next president of the United States. The breaking news, Joe Biden gets major wins in the battlegrounds of Wisconsin and Michigan, putting him within striking distance of winning the presidency. But does President Trump still have a path to another 4 years in the White House? Plus the legal battle that's unfolding in key states where the president needs to win. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Hello, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. For the month of November, we are offering free upgrades to a premium wall system for all your bath and shower purchases. All of our products are backed by the Good Housekeeping seal of approval and come with a lifetime warranty. You can still get one of our great financing options for low monthly payments or 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments till 2022. This offer ends November 30th, so call us today or go online to book your appointment. Bath Planet, out of this world service and down to earth price.
Ely voted for a new mayor. A big question, though, will he take that position?
We're in the midst of a dry spell right now, but I'll talk about when we get our next chance for rain and snow.
Tonight at 6 on CBS3.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
It is the question that matters the most.
¿Dónde está?
That takes you behind the story.
Robert.
It drives everything we do. It is the foundation of trust.
Who did all of this?
And the truth that propels us forward.
What did you make of that?
It is the question.
1 word, 3 letters long. And without it, our purpose,
that's news,
and our freedom fade. This is why.
Moving to mornings, obviously, with Jenna, I had worked weekends with her, and it was great. We're always there to be able to still joke around, still have that personality, but still obviously bring the news, the weather.
Caitlin has been there since day one when I first started at CBS3, and she's super knowledgeable about meteorology. She loves it, and she's so interested in teaching other people things about it as well. And I just think we're such a good pair for that reason.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. on CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News, live at 5. Here's a live look over Canal Park on this Wednesday evening. Hard to believe it's dark out there at 5:30. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories and a peek at what's coming up this evening. The Trump campaign is requesting a recount in Wisconsin, citing irregularities in some Wisconsin counties. A candidate within 1% of the winner can request a recount.
And tonight at 6, we're taking a closer look at the battle for the Wisconsin legislature after Republican attempts for a future majority fell short. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
Thanks for watching.